Indonesia is my hometown. I have at least 10 students working in my lab and have a master degree already and now teaching in Indonesia University. Now, to meet the best professor in Indonesia here in the room made me very nervous. But I try to do my best to introduce some result my lab. To identify an active component, I took it example, diabetes. And I think macrophage is responsible for the information, and for compound, we need bioassay guide vaccination to save time. So some detail about the identification of the new compound will be presented. Now, new error, too much nutrition, starch, lipid, reactive oxygen species, reactive carbonyl species. In addition to food, the drug, toxic substance, even the pressure, cause signal transduction, and from translation, enzyme protein create the metabolite. They exert logical function. Now we try to identify some active component, either directly close the membrane or cellular receptor. We try to trigger the signal transduction. The major function now can be categorized into anti-inflammation and also detoxification. Here is the obesity statistic. I believe you in good shape. Okay. But Taiwanese, especially the young generation, too much sugar, soft drink. And the distribution of type 2 diabetes now spreads very quickly. Actually, it is a problem from at least very, very long time ago. And it's well known already, central obesity, the adipose tissue, is the major cause of this disease. I visit China. I found a high-rank general have a stomach as mine. And here from website I saw the so I focus on type 2 diabetes. And in the adipose tissue, the nutrient, now natural product for the chronic disease. Different stage of development of the chronic disease because of the accumulation of lipid, but the major cause is macrophage, because the enlarged tissue, enlarged cell, oxygen in inner parts of adipose tissue. The cell inner parts die because of lack of oxygen. Our body, our immune system, send neutrophil or macrophage, clean out the dead macrophage. Macrophage have phagocytic activity they release oxide or NO and polynitride has high oxidative activity, of course, high toxic, because that I wooded, they don't have the identify the. So with chemical weapon attack bacteria, however, prolonged or too much macro attack our tissue, through more macrophage, the prolonged inflammation condition. Then the chemical message to recruit the from stem cell monocyte and differentiate, especially TNF, IL-6, and all other. And this, I believe, the TNF identify the TNF receptor, trigger the signal transduction, as mentioned, cause the inflammation and the chronic disease. As published paper mentioned, if the TNF, actually in human body, there are two categories of macrophage. They have different name, but in nature they have the same functionality. So in brain, in liver, in lung, in bone, all well established already. Mentioned previously, they present antigen processing and presentation, inflammatory factors, and so they cause cell cytotoxic activity. And usually we talk about the phagocytosis and antimicrobial. Last year, I organized a review paper. We talk about the oxidative stress from macrophage. So we suggest macrophage cell model is more close to the physiological condition as compared with that the in vitro test, the DPPH or ABT test. Most of the in vitro methods measure the number of Tzou-Chi group only, or the radical. In this review, you can find out in the cell system major cause of Alzheimer's disease. And in liver, cirrhosis, fibrosis, even liver cancer, the copper cell creates more condition. Insulin interact with insulin receptor. So phosphorate tyrosine, the phosphorated protein, is the major protein trigger the transduction pathway. It plays a major role in lipid synthesis. TNF-alpha is the major mediator. The TNF-alpha interact with TNF-alpha receptor. And in this case, I hypothesize that the phosphorylation reaction too strong. In addition to thyroid, the secrete TNF-alpha, phosphorylate serine moiety, and just reaction, phosphorylation, change the structure of protein in cell, liver, or muscle. I believe this is the direct cause of insulin resistance. So all other complications, the major tissue is liver and muscle. This is the hyperglycemia. Macrophagocytic activity. They have to synthesize superoxide, NO. The general term is reactive oxygen species. NADPH oxidase is the key enzyme for superoxide generation. Reactive activity modify or oxidize some of the synthesis of glucose transporter 4 or glucose transporter 1, 2, depends on the different depth. Under normal condition, the glucose transporter 4 synthesized and hit onto the membrane of muscle or liver. So the can be absorbed through glucose transporter 4. That is the meaning of reducing the blood glucose. However, under obesity or under stress, when alpha triggers signal transduction, the synthesis of glucose transporter 4. So in muscle transporter 4, absorption of glucose, the of glucose, methyl dioxide cause the glycosylated hemoglobin. This is the indication of type 2 diabetes. In our lab, we have the confocus microscope to observe the glucose transporter 4 on the surface of adipose cell or any other cell. So we study the expression of the natural product that can reduce blood glucose that traditionally used for the type 2 diabetes. One of the flavonoids can penetrate the membrane, phosphorylated the PKC. So this kinase phosphorylate P47 and relation of very complex protein with NADP on the membrane generate sets of reactive oxygen species, and this destroy stop the signal for the glucose transporter 4. Actually, many natural compounds was applied practically and very successfully to reduce the blood glucose. I hypothesize that the major mechanism or reason is interrupt the signal transduction, interact with some specific protein and increase the glucose transporter 4 to consume the blood glucose. In the review paper, we propose a detailed mechanism. The glucose, glycolysis, and synthesized cholesterol. We focus on the lipid drop because cholesterol is a major component to stabilize lipid drop. Lipid drop control phosphorylation of series of protein, especially NF-kappa B, the transcription factor. And this NF-kappa B triggers the gene expression of some interesting enzyme. So, variety of natural products. We can explain the traditional wisdom. We propose a multiple target strategy. It is a formula, as in Jamu, the ancient people, the error, the wisdom. It must be a picture for a long time. Now, in chemical medicine, many compounds developed already with different mechanisms. We got trouble because one day now opinion is the purity is too high. Inhibit other very important pathway. From the cinnamon tree, Taiwan, we have very old and identify the compound expect to inhibit the signal transduction. And more compound is available or waited to be identified. First, we talk about the number of the hydroxy group on the methionine ring that interact with PK polarization. Like to the Chinese saying, old saying, from outside receptor, inside the P phosphorylation enzyme, some transcription factor, invite you to share with us the journals of the natural product, Taiwan. Okay, the second part. This presentation, I talked about the cell model leukemia. And we developed some animal model in our lab. And similarly, we talked about the herb. And major goal is develop particle target strategy or natural product. Traditionally, majorly academic study talk about apoptosis of cancer cell, focus on receptor pathway or mitochondrial pathway. Hundreds or thousands of papers talk about peptide 3, and some of survival factor about EID back, and some papers talk about a special protein called cell apoptosis. It well established already. Most of the cancer cell differentiate or mutated already if we focus on the pathway for energy generation. Cancer cell use glucose as the major fuel. So glycolysis PCA cycle responsible for the metabolite of glucose to generate series of metabolite. However, in tumor or proliferative tissue, not only cancer cell, any abnormal cell, they mutated, especially the glycolysis PCA cycle, they have very low efficiency to use glucose. That's limited to only 2 ATP as compared with that 36. From PET image, it well established already. They use radical glucose with glucose. After doing the chemical, the glucose, of course, through intestine, liver, to the bloodstream. So PET, FDG, this is the red isotope glucose, can be used to monitor the abnormal tissue. The tissue absorbs glucose as the major fuel to metabolize, to generate ATP for energy. Of course, another important amino acid, glutamine. Glutamine supplies the amino functional group. And most of the components need the carbon scattering. So glucose carbonized, and among them, I like to talk more about cholesterol, as mentioned. Acetyl-CoA series enzyme series intermediate to cholesterol. Of course, I suggest we focus on other metabolites, protein or other steroid. But today, I like to focus on cholesterol. And As we know, cholesterol stabilize the cell membrane, the bilayer structure, and also the lipid wrap structure. So the cancer cell absorb, consume glucose for energy, but weak efficiency. And cancer cells have to proliferate very quickly. So the tissue need a lot of membrane. They need a lot of cholesterol. Because of a low efficiency, excess of glucose was absorbed by cancer cell. The glucose found in the glycolysis pathway go to pyruvate and also generate a toxic substance, sugar dioxide from glucose. So the law of glucose, in addition to cholesterol, too much glucose generate RCS, reactive carbonyl group. Carbonyl group is the alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl group. Those generate from different nutrients. But this compound is so toxic. It modifies the protein amino group. It is expected to be the major law of protein modification and even the cirrhosis modify the albumin. So trigger the differentiation of monocyte into macrophage in the blood tissue. But the gut gives us a defense system. We have detoxifying enzyme. Of course, we need glutathione. We need the vitamin or minor nutrient. And I like to mention that this is different from the Western pure drug. In the plant or knowledge, so have glutathione. There are two enzymes to complete the metabolite of sugar dioxide to detoxify in our system, body system. So I organize cancer cell metabolism, glucose glycolysis. Too much glucose accumulates sugar dioxide. It's toxic to cancer cell. Why cancer cell can survive? Because they have the dioxide detoxifying enzyme. We published it several papers already. And the acetyl-CoA synthesize the cholesterol for the membrane stabilization. So talk about the cholesterol. Cholesterol not only for the cirrhosis, heart attack, is the key compound for even cancer cell, because cancer cell need cholesterol. So if we can reduce the cholesterol synthesis, it's beneficial for the cancer patient also. So our lab, for the first time, we highlight survival enzyme factor, the oxidase to detoxify fuel oxide, and another well-known enzyme, SMG-CoA reductase, is the key enzyme for cholesterol biosynthesis. We use the leukemia cell, either human or mice. Here is our data. Very popular curve. Later I have the picture. The slide shows our data show the compound from the herb inhibit the survival enzyme dioxylase, the expression of this protein, and we use the RNA to support our hypothesis. And interestingly, this compound similar to monocolin K. It is a drug, statin drug for cholesterol reduction. Actually, it comes from nature, from the mold, Monascus anca. But it have the Western medicine name. So we published a paper, induce hypothesis, reduce, downregulate two key enzymes for the cancer cell survive. The best way is well known already. However, I organize to highlight the importance of survival factor. Traditionally, conventionally, most of papers talk about the anti-apoptotic protein. From food scientist, I start from the nutrient. Hypothesis the cancer cell need glucose. So, in addition to the cancer drug, we control diet, not only diabetes. We control diet, we limit the consumption of glucose and even the glutamine. The glucose supply the cholesterol and glutamine supply the amino group. So on diet, we can design the diet for cancer patient. Maybe more helpful than the drug or even the chemical therapy. So similar to diabetes, have to know the detailed mechanism. This is the key enzyme for cholesterol biosynthesis. We find some natural product. We use pure chemical to study the inhibition, the protein expression. And for the multiple target strategy, we test another. In this case, we study this compound only. This is another study. So statin, this is the monocolin A. After adding in the cell, the shear dioxide increased dramatically. So in the cancer cell, we stimulate with the natural product, inhibit the glyoxidase, detoxifying enzyme, cause the accumulation of toxic shear dioxide. This causes apoptosis. Our hypothesis, apoptosis comes from the toxic substance in cancer cell, not the drug. Here more detail. The interesting compound is tocotrienol. It comes from the palm oil. we found the natural compound can cause differentiation of the cancer cell. It mentioned the cancer cell because of the wrong pathway, the mutation or the to unmature immune cell. Now we use natural product to recover, differentiate the unmature HL60 cell back to neutrophil. Oh, use this test to test the superoxide. We show the neutrophil can generate superoxide. So this is the first step. It's a combination of two different natural products. Tocotrienol inhibit the key enzyme, stop the RAS protein translocation onto lipid rod, and the cholesterol inhibit compound statin inhibit this enzyme, reduce the cholesterol. Normal cell have 36 ATP. Cancer cell generate only 2 ATP, so they need a lot of glucose. Recently, we studied the detailed mechanism. We use the nuclear cell, the natural product, dose dependent, time dependent. We can show very clearly HL60 from the nucleus. Here is the neutrophil, and can go further to apoptosis. We set up the routine technique to observe the morphology change already. For animal model, we published a paper. This is the conventional method. Use the mice, use the lean leukemia cell, cause the distribution of leukemia cell in body of mice. The triterpenoid many herbs have this triterpenoid and reduce the size of organ, brain. And here the detailed data about the experiment. Now we developing another new model. It's well known that two hit for the carcinoma develop. At least two hit. One is inflammation, TNF alpha. Another one your LPS from the infection of bacteria. Long-term and multiple function. The most mentioned two factor is TNF alpha. Another one is LPS from bacteria infection. So we use DSS model. DSS is a polysaccharide. Penetrate from the M cell. Activate Western macrophage. In this case, in colon. So DSS causes inflammation, typical inflammation reaction. Again, I like to emphasize TNF alpha. TNF alpha trigger NF-kappa B, proliferation and cancer. So our new model, because the we use our SEM to observe the surface. This is the lipid wall. And with this TNF alpha increase, we have very good fluorescence microscope. Our SEM can observe the surface morphology change. Here is the detailed experimental design. The most innovative developed, we clone enzyme beta glycosidase onto the WEHI3 mouse leukemia cell. We inject the cell with this enzyme. This enzyme can hydrolyze the drug for blue color development. Here is the recent data. So after 3 weeks injection of the leukemia cell, here show only the representative organ, liver, spleen, lung. The blue color. After slice, we stain with the drug because the cancer cell have this enzyme expressed. So, can hydrolyze drug and blue color develop. So we can observe the distribution of the leukemia cell very, very clearly. A normal liver, enlarged liver, and this one is 2 weeks. So, still blue color. 3 weeks, blue color, some darker. And in lung, is dark blue. So our model provides, we can study the distribution of cancer cell. And we use DSS model to study the animal, human under the stress of inflammation. Lot of TNF alpha circulate in the bloodstream. As Tzou-Chi mentioned, it should enhance the distribution of cancer cells. So come back to chemical. This well-established pathway to cholesterol. And we found a key enzyme, Valencia pyrophosphate, can valentiate large protein to form the lipid wrap on cancer cell. So this is the key enzyme, maybe possible for the cancer therapy, natural product therapy. This intermediate pyrophosphate have valencyl moiety. Very, very interesting. Natural product, palm oil, annatto, have cocotrienol. Exactly same structure. Exactly same. So the God give us some gift. Allah give us some gift. Exactly the same as the moiety in the intermediate. In the pathway go to cholesterol. So we make the product from palm oil into biscuit, into food. We like to have the consumption of cocotrienol to reduce cholesterol. So similar idea. Here some product. Our dean, Dr. Wu, he asked me to apologize to you. We have meeting. He now is a consultant to the government, Taiwan government. Cannot come to here. He promised he will be here to talk with you, Dr. Wu. He developed this product 30 years ago when he very young. Now in the market, the corner, similar to here, we have herb tea. Many corner have the herb tea. So in the herb, the scientists identify the compound. And this compound is similar molecular K and HMG-CoA reductase, key enzyme for cholesterol biosynthesis. So the substrate for HMG-CoA reductase is HMG-CoA. The scientists work very hard to identify and evaluate the function. So many natural active components have similar structure as the substrate for HMG-CoA reductase. So it's so simple. We don't need the drug synthesized from the gut. We can find out very popular compound, but very powerful functionality, very powerful, and compare with the pure chemical, less toxicity, because we familiar to the herb already. We consume every day, so our body now is the familiar with attack as the friend, good friend, and we immune system responds to the unknown compound. So back to the ancient people wisdom. Here is the foods contain tocotrienol. So palm oil, the best, the highest concentration. Of course, other choice, other opportunity. This compound now target on many signal transduction protein. Japan, they study traditional Japanese herb. They use the similar technique to identify, to evaluate functionality. Here we take it as a reference. Variety of compound identified from herb. I organize, implement, attack the SH group, the coding also. Some of them alone.